Oh, nice.
Aren't you, Gloria? You're done with all your Christmas preparations?
Yes, ma'am. I'm through. I got my packages to my nephews to Nashville, and I'm finished. I'm just waiting. I got my order being today, hopefully, and I got to deliver it.
Your campaign one order?
Yes.
Well, we are jealous. Martha and I are very jealous because we are far from done. I have shopping to do as well. I hate it. I really try hard to be thoughtful and, get everybody a thoughtful kind of, but since I'm behind the eight ball, I think it's going to be a gift card kind of Christmas.
Mm-hmm. They're like this, Bill.
Yeah, you can't go wrong in that way, but it's the thought that counts. Mm-hmm. So Gloria, I was sharing with Martha that Ola and Navanda are both working. Diane has family in town, and Miss Ethel Johnson is having outpatient surgery today. She's probably going to miss our planning session too, so we'll just have to get her caught up, bless her heart. But so it's just going to be us. This won't take too long. But nonetheless, this is a very important module, which, by the way, nobody has done. So I think that all of us have kind of left some goal-setting pieces hanging that we're going to wrap back around with the beginning of the year, just to tie up the loose ends prior to putting, actions, the whole, rubber to the road type of thing to start our planning process so that we can really then maximize the goals and the strategies that you've uncovered. So just a few questions in relation to collaboration. You both already were students of your business, leveraging Vibe to the fullest, really understanding the reports. But I wonder, going through this process, do you look at the reports any differently? Did you happen to utilize a report that maybe you hadn't before? I just wonder, in terms of the goal setting, anything new, any new takeaway, especially in relation to the reports?
Not for me, no.
Okay.
No, not for me. I've kind of saw them before.
All right. And I know you both kind of said no surprises in regards to the results either, which is good because, that could have been the complete opposite, And so sometimes it's identifying those opportunities as to why those surprises happen or just accepting the surprise and figuring out, what's driving it or how to get better with it. So anything that you feel like you might do differently since this goal setting and strategies piece, clearly we're going to put some actions onto the calendar, but just in relation again to the numbers, to the goal setting, to reviewing and analyzing your business, anything different that you'll do from here on out?
I'll probably contact my people more.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm journaling all my activities every day, which I didn't used to do. So I started doing that 1st of December. And I'm going to start making more calls.
So you're particularly going to reach out more via phone?
I already send emails.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start, making more phone calls.
I love that. So, Gloria, Martha, I don't think she anticipated this in our conversation, but as we just continue to dig under opportunities and she's already doing a lot. So it's let's take what you're doing and let's find some just tweaks that will really maximize it. She shared with me about a former district manager that she had, and how this district manager had this activity that she really held leaders to go through, I think on a campaign basis, right, Martha? Every single campaign, making phone calls to everybody on their team and noting that. So it's I could see her face as she was sharing this, not telling on herself, but now that I'm saying this, I'm going to have to do this. I knew that was going through. It's one of those things where maybe I need to take that back. Because Martha has a really large team, but at the end of the day, what a value added activity for your time. And, I want to challenge you all, as you're looking at ways to continue to set goals, especially when we're planning, because, the planning piece, we'll revisit goals differently. It will be more for tracking measures. So, are we tracking with the goals that you've set for yourself to keep you on plan in terms of the plans that you're creating for yourself? So I want to challenge you to continue to, look at your business like I know you will, but I also want to challenge you to segment your business. So since you're already looking at the reports, taking your reports, taking your team and manipulating the reports in a way where you identify your top sellers and have calls specific to them. People that you can recognize and calls specific to that. You're new. Clearly that's going to sound different than calls to established, right? Or calls to top sellers. People who are past due or inactive or removed. Like, look at the key segments of your business and make calls that way, because it will be a different conversation and maybe a different sense of urgency in regards to, when and how you make the contacts and the frequency of those contacts. So I really want to challenge you to do that. So any lessons learned or any aha moments as you were goal setting or thinking about the strategies? Give me a second. I'm going to get this dog out of here because otherwise we're going to have an issue. I apologize. Hold on one second, guys. Come on, Hank. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Go, go, go. Oh, goodness. Needy dog. Sorry about that. So, again, in regards to, I'm hoping to find your ahas if there were any. Now, so how about in particular to planning ahead? It's one thing to look at the business, which you both do frequently. It's one thing to, manipulate the numbers to kind of see where opportunities are or segment, based on sales or, leadership, whatever. But then when you had to do the activity piece that required you to look ahead, you got a goal. So now you're looking ahead 6 campaigns. Any aha moments there or challenges with that?
No.
Well, my goal is to maintain status because these next 6 campaigns are rough. So I'm trying not to lose it all and hope my people will get out there and sell.
So that's an interesting point. Go ahead, Gloria.
Martha, how many recruits do you have?
I have, well, of course, it changes every week, but right now about 95.
Oh, okay.
But years ago I had 350.
Yeah, okay.
when times were good.
And Martha, you have an opportunity, each of you do, to look at your staff in regards to those people who are removed.
Right.
With Aspira being such a tremendous opportunity, essentially a new business within our Avon business, with the new year, like I love that we're approaching a new year. I think sometimes we just need to find like a spin on things and to use that spin as a way to reach out to people. So, even if it wasn't a new year, Aspira would be that spin. But it is a new year as well. So you can go back to your reports, Martha. And I don't know that, there will be all the hundreds that, have you with attrition, the changes and whatnot, but you'll have a big bulk of people, that you can reach out to, even those who have balances that you can say, hey, you need to get your balance paid. We'll get you reinstated and let's get you back on track.
Right. Well, they did send us some postcards about Aspira that we can mail to our team members. And I thought about pulling up my list of removed reps and using those to ask them if they'd be interested in coming back.
I am digging that idea so much. That's a great idea. What you thinking about that, Gloria?
Yeah, that sounds good.
She's looking on her vibe right now to look at her her inactives and past dues. You look, she is. You can see those wheels turning. I know how she operates now. That's so funny. So, the planning ahead piece can be challenging. And you bring up an interesting point, Martha. And I know that Gloria and I talked about this at length, actually, but you do have to consider the time of the year. And so, on one hand, like we just mentioned, with the Spear Up, with the new year, there is this awesome opportunity to kind of use that new year spin on the business, like new year, new you, new product opportunity, pay off your holiday debt, you start fresh in this thing. So you can do that. But then on the other hand, we're about to run into the time of the year where it's tougher to get out, right? Weather hindrances, like even the rain now, which could turn to snow. And, it definitely does pose a challenge. And I felt like Gloria was really thoughtful in terms of thinking about that in her planning for her strategies, because I really hadn't put consideration. It's been in the 70s here in Tallahassee, for heaven's sakes. I'm actually wearing a jacket for the first time in like 2 weeks. Thank goodness. I want it to feel like December, but when it starts really feeling like winter, it is challenging. So, thinking about how you will communicate or what you can do with your current team members, because you can leverage them in so many ways right now in this season where it's harder to get out and talk to more new people or more potential new people.
Mm-hmm.
I know at one time Avon told us that they were sending brochures to some of our removed reps. Do you know if they are doing that or if that was a one-time campaign?
Well, so they did some of that in the fourth quarter, and they are doing it again in the first quarter. Let me find out the details about that. It's a Come Back to Avon campaign, and they usually are specific, with the windows of time. So let me see if I can find out those window specifics.
All right.
Because that's to your point. And normally they do send you a list. If any of the people they're sending the books to are, from your team formerly, or even from, second, third generations of your team, they'll let you know, because what a key opportunity for you to then follow up with them.
Right.
For certain. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't receive a list. Did you receive a list, Martha?
No, I didn't, but I saw somewhere, I don't know where it was, but I saw somewhere that I think it was an email from Avon that it's probably a month ago, that they were mailing brochures to our removed reps.
Right, okay. Mm-hmm.
Well, so let me ask you guys this. If I were to send you an email and or a text with some verbiage that other leaders have found to be useful for the sake of reaching out to removed representatives, or even people who are not removed but they're inactive or past due, would you find any value in something like that?
Sure, I'm all ears. I used to regularly send out a letter through snail mail to my removed reps, as well as people who were a new rep letter, and also people that were past due. I sent through the snail mail at one time, but I'm great. I would love verbiage.
So what I'll do is I'll send you, I'll compile several things and I'll send it all via email, including the texts. So for the text, then you'll just have to take that verbiage and tweak it to make it your own and send it via text. If you use it, awesome. If you don't, at least you can kind of keep a tool like that on hand for times that that might work. So I even have like a Come Back to Avon type of something or other that we could probably update and tweak and make it more Aspira-like, and New Year-like. So, all right, I'll do that as soon as we're done. Okay. So again, we're going to continue to revisit the goal setting. The next time we talk before planning, we'll really look more at your next 6 campaign goals and the strategies that will be required to put on your calendar in the form of your plan. Then we'll get into the planning piece. So you just keep your finger on the pulse of things, be a vibe. here we are in campaign 1. So it's the opportunity to really leverage New Year, call your PRP achievers, but again, take this message to different segments to re-engage and maybe identify their why again, and really maximize the things that are already happening in your business. Because I think that all of you have such a good thing going. With a couple of tweaks, it could really make a big difference. And then, as the weather gets nicer and you're maximizing those opportunities with your current, you can take some of those people that you've re-engaged with your current group, and y'all can go out together and start building more new team members together with our new compensation structure with Aspira, and especially like as we move into the spring and the weather gets better. So this is definitely not a one and done kind of thing. The goal setting piece is something to really analyze. I think on a quarterly basis, you want to be planning and looking frequently, each campaign if you're able to, but in terms of really setting some solid strategies and goals in place and then planning, I think every 90 days is really ideal. So we'll talk more to that in the planning module. It's my favorites. It's my jam. So that was a little wicked smile in case you didn't catch that. So here's my hot topic question for you all. And if you don't mind, I'm going to start with, I have 2 hot topic answers from 2 of our pals who could not join us today. So we'll start with them and then save the best 2 for last, you 2. So today's hot topic question is, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? Martha's like beaming to share, and look at Gloria. She's so thoughtful about it right now. Okay. So Navanda, again, who is working, she was so excited to share. Like, I didn't even ask her. She just sent this back because she was so sad she couldn't join us. She said, there are so many places I would love to go. But first, I'd like to go to New Zealand. My husband played rugby in college and loves the game. He absolutely loves the New Zealand All Blacks. I have dreams of surprising him and taking him to an All Blacks match in New Zealand. Plus, it's a beautiful and interesting country, and I love beautiful and interesting things. I love that answer. Makes me want to check out New Zealand, a place I'd never had considered before, but now all of a sudden I'm interested. So let me share Diane's response. It's long. She's so insightful and thoughtful with this. All right. So I asked her, could I share what she mind? And she said she doesn't mind, and she didn't even have to think about the place because she is totally in love with Sweden. She says she and her husband have been to Stockholm twice for her husband's work. The city is amazing and rich in history. The people are warm and welcoming. It is very easy to get around due to an excellent mass transit system. On their last trip to Stockholm, her husband was engaged in meetings and also a keynote speaker. So he was unable to do much sightseeing, which meant that Diane was on her own. Fortunately, the people in the area learn English in school, so it isn't difficult to communicate, making life easy in Sweden. Having been there years prior, she remembered the excellent mass transit system and pre-planned places to go, knowing exactly which subway lines to take and where to get off and on. She even looked at live shots of various areas of town through their online webcams, making sights familiar. And so she goes on to say, FYI, I specifically sought out yarn and fabric shops. She sews. So she specifically sought that out along with the usual tourist locations. As I'm writing this, I'm thinking this could have easily been a trick question in one respect. Yes, I had been there before, but it was my planning, her planning, and not just being shy to reach out if needed to others in the city. And I did that so I wasn't lost, and it was definitely needed and helpful. It made my trip super fun and enjoyable. If traveling to a foreign country, I highly recommend Stockholm, Sweden. So again, interesting how we tie in our dreams and our whys and even the Avon business and her planning, her trip planning into something like this hot topic question. So how about you gals? What is your hot topic answer? If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?
You going, Martha? You want me to go?
It doesn't matter. I know, I'll go.
Okay. What?
It's been on my bucket list for a while now. We have been traveling a long time, and we haven't been able to for the last 3 years since we have become full-time caregivers for 4 adults. But if and when that changes, we plan to start traveling again. So we have traveled extensively to beautiful, wonderful places, all of which, sure, I'd love to go back to all of them. I've been in Europe. I've been to Italy and Greece and Turkey and England and Ireland and South America and Panama Canal and Canada, and I've been all over, Hawaii and Alaska, Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
But on my bucket list is the St. Regis Resort in Bora Bora, French Polynesia. So you'll have to look that up. It looks like a dream come true.
Martha, is it one of those places where like the homes are over water, like literally like
yes,
over the water?
The resorts are over the crystal clear turquoise water.
Oh my Lord.
With, it's unreal. And you can actually open the floor and feed fish through your room.
Oh.
Yeah. And you travel on a little kayak to get around because you're actually over water, and you have people to cater to your every whim, and it's very exotic and beautiful. It reminds me a lot of the pictures I've seen, reminds me a lot of Hawaii, and Hawaii is one of our favorite places to go. So
yeah, I like that.
We want to go to Bora Bora.
So here's what I heard you say. You said specifically in Bora Bora where you want to go. You have looked at this resort. This is a SMART goal. So tying it into the goal setting piece, you just need to find out how much it's going to cost, so that as you approach that dream closer and closer, it will be that much easier to really plan for it. You already have a lot of details, it sounds like. Oh, my word. And then you have to find a way to stow us all away in your bag somehow and get us there with you.
I know. That's on my bucket list.
I love it. Didn't they have a volcano erupt there recently? Like last week recently?
They did. Mm-hmm.
So is that hindering anything? Oh, you're in the water, so you're okay.
Yeah, the volcanoes are on land. So.
Yeah. Oh, my word.
Yeah.
Martha, you're going to make this happen.
Yeah, I know. Someday.
Does your husband was part of your last hot topic answer. So when you say we, I assume you mean you and your husband doing this trip together.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Just the two of you, or would you take family?
Oh yeah. No, yeah, just us.
I love it.
Just us.
I love it. All right, well, keep us posted on that because you've already got that SMART goal. So.
Yeah.
All right, Gloria, how about you? Where are we going?
Okay. Well, I thought about Hawaii again because I would like to live over there, but I wanted to go somewhere different. And I thought about England, but I'd rather go to Italy. And because me and my husband, that'll be a romantic time, and I know I can eat Italian food and I won't have no allergies. We'll visit Mexico and all those islands over there. So if I go over there, I like Italian. So,
So she's given this thought too. Gloria has bad allergies, so she's given this thought. So she's like, where can I go that would be amazing? I can eat what I want, no allergies. That would be part of keeping you happy on the trip.
Right.
So Italy is kind of broad. Is there any particular city, or would you want to kind of have the whole Italian experience?
We'll probably try to go around the whole Italian experience because he's going to retire in about 2 years, and we'll have time.
All right. So I feel like just like with Martha, you now you have a specific time frame. So knowing this could be like a retirement celebration getaway.
Mhm.
So you might need to start
Yeah.
looking at, some travel agencies and, figuring this out.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
same thing goes, you would need lots of luggage to put us
Right.
in somehow.
No, my clothes in.
Gloria, what would be the first Italian food you would have?
I'll probably ask them what's best on what do they recommend on the menu.
Okay.
First, I'll look it over, but then I'll see what's the best selling and what's the best that they cook. It's
Well,
really good.
Gloria,
Mhm.
take lots of money. It's expensive over there.
Is it?
Well, it's expensive over in Hawaii.
Yeah,
but
it is.
The euros in Italy are really, really expensive. We
Are
one
they?
night, one night in Rome at our hotel, we had a panini, a salad, and some tea, and it was equivalent to $53 for the two of
Okay.
us. So it's expensive.
Well, when I went to Canada, Canada was kind of expensive,
Yeah,
Yeah, Canada, their food is expensive too.
yeah.
Compared to here. Yeah.
No,
Mhm.
I've got a picture. I don't know if y'all can see this or not. Oh, let's see if I can get it on here. No? Well, it's not going to work. Oh, it went away. No wonder. Okay, hang on.
That's okay. So I am inspired by what you're doing, Martha. I
Yeah.
think maybe just throwing this out here. That this is not coaching. This is telling a suggestion. So maybe Martha, you take that picture and you get it on your computer as like your background on your computer.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And Gloria, find something, a big bowl of pasta, or like the Colosseum in Rome, or something like that.
Mhm.
A beautiful picture of something in Italy that you can also put as like the background in your on your computer, on your desktop. How nice would that be as a reminder every time you log in and you're looking at your Avon to say, this is why I'm doing this. This is my next thing.
Exactly.
So I don't normally share my hot topic, but I think I will, because ironically, both of your locations are on my travel to-do list. I have been in several places throughout Europe. I've been very, very lucky to travel a lot, and actually on Avon in many, many instances. But I have never been to Italy. And so I think Italy's probably my number one. I'm Catholic too, and so I just feel like to go to the Vatican, to eat the food, Gloria. I mean, seriously, I'd have to, before figuring out where in Italy, it'd be like, what am I eating? So I feel like I've had some amazing European opportunities, but that's just one I had a layover in Milan once. That's as close as I've come. So, but then the Bora Bora piece. So I've actually looked at what's the difference, Martha, between Fiji and Bora Bora?
Just location.
So because it's kind of similar, right?
Yes,
okay.
They have the same type of resorts, yeah.
Okay. So why did you choose Bora Bora over Fiji?
I just liked the amenities of the St. Regis.
Okay. So. So then instead of Fiji, I would have said mine was Fiji, but now my second one's Bora Bora.
Yeah. I'm sure in Fiji they have some wonderful places too. I just was checking that one out. So
I'm so Googling this as soon as we get off this call. But I also, so when I think about stateside too, because the United States, our country is amazing. And I feel lucky. I've been able to travel to some really great places throughout. I've been to California several times. Actually, my husband and I eloped on Laguna Beach in California. My parents didn't love that so much, but I've never been to the upper part of California, the northern part. I would love to go to the wine country. Have you guys done that?
I did a California cruise. We spent 7 days going down the coast of California, actually going up. We started in LA and went all the way up to the top and stopped in 5 cities. Every day we were in a new city. We spent 2 days in San Francisco, but we did all the great San Diego, all the great coastal cities. Yeah. It was a great cruise.
I could totally see that being a cruise in and of itself, because California is amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. Well, very cool. Okay, so we're really done, but I have one more question if you want to share. Now that Gloria's got me hungry talking about Italian food. So my family does lasagna for Christmas dinner. We do more traditional stuff for Christmas Eve, but that's kind of been our tradition is lasagna. What are your Christmas traditions when it comes to food? You said you're cooking. You got a lot of cooking to do, Martha.
Yes, I do. We have a traditional Southern meal. We have ham and dressing, homemade cornbread dressing, turnip greens, roasted potatoes and carrots and cauliflower, deviled eggs, fried okra. Let's see, what else?
Do you make all of this?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I spend a couple of days cooking, and then pecan pie, chocolate pie, red velvet cake. Let's see,
Gloria, when are we going to Martha's house?
So I gotta get busy cooking.
You do. Well, then
I'll ask chocolate for real, either this evening or tomorrow for sure.
Yeah.
What do you do, Gloria? So I don't know if you caught that, but we're talking about our Christmas food cooking traditions. You got me hungry with your whole Italian food thing.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing this Christmas. You know, one Christmas we did China. Everything we did was China. But we're not going to do a whole lot because we overdid Thanksgiving. I had to throw all that food away. But our normal Christmas is turkey dressing, ham, green beans casserole, corn casserole, sweet potato casserole, and I did greens, and he already did the candy yams with that, and we'll probably do a lot of desserts this go around because we did a pecan pie, 2 pecan pies, a buttermilk pie, and he did I forgot the name of this cake, but my husband really likes baking. I do the cooking and he do the baking.
I'm like drooling right now because of both of you.
Yeah, we had so much food left over because, my kids came over, they ate that day and they didn't come back, and I threw all that stuff out.
Yeah.
We all take plates. We bring paper plates and say everybody has to take a plate home with them. So it's
so much work. And you don't waste that goodness.
I know.
Well,
yeah. I sent some home with them, my son, and, but they said they were coming back, and nobody came back. And my daughter took hers to work for lunch. But I told them this, I'm not cooking a whole lot. I'm not doing stuff on my feet. I'm going to have, my husband going to cook Italian. He's going to cook lasagna. He cooks the best lasagna. And we're going to have a salad. And we're going to have some wine. And we're going to have desserts.
And it's going to be amazing because the most important thing is that you're going to be with your family. And I hope you guys have a wonderful time with your family and that you rest up, especially after all that cooking. You're going to need like a vacation from your holiday. But I hope that you just enjoy the time and you guys are safe and happy and healthy and that you make some memories, make some beautiful Christmas memories, and then look forward to the new year. I'm really excited to continue on. We're approaching the halfway point in the coaching program, and we're just building some traction. We haven't even gotten to the real good stuff yet, but we're almost there. And it's nice that we're going to be doing that at the start of the new year. And I'm really happy to partner with you guys through it all. And look forward to meeting you live in March. If I didn't share with you guys, I'll be there in the middle of March for an entire week, including a rally in Memphis on the 15th. We're planning out your PRP tribute also for May. It's I want to say the one in Memphis is going to be on like May. 8th, maybe 8th, 10th, sometime that first full week in May. But a lot of things come into your area, and I'm just really honored to be a part of it and know that 2018, it's going to be one of our best years yet, for certain.
Yeah.
But until then, Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you all too.
Thank y'all for being so open and coachable and fun, and just really, you're just a really, really special group. So I hope y'all have a great holiday. And if you need anything, you can always reach out. I'm working, even when I'm not working, I've got my eye on my email and whatnot. So let me know if I can help. Otherwise, enjoy your holiday, and we'll talk soon.
Okay. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Bye, guys. Don't work too hard cooking, Martha.
Okay.
Bye.